What's up, Internet? My name's David Webb.
I'm Ariel Edwards.
We get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
Yeah. That is right. Welcome back to a Friday edition of the Nightly Morning Show here on twitch.tv/nerdynightly. If you're watching this on our YouTube page or listening to our podcast feed, please know that you can catch this live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, over on the twitch.tv/nerdynightly. I should find a way to say that without saying that twice.
The Twitch.
On DOS Twitch.
DOS Twitch. I love it.
This is my co-host, Clarissa Cars. How are you feeling today?
I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Got up a little early, moved again. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the couch early,
Yeah, there was 3 minutes left before we were going to turn the camera on, and she was already here.
Yeah.
That never happens.
Yeah, I was on it today, y'all. I was there. I mean, I also, didn't try to experiment with my makeup, so that helps. It's fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. We forgot about WandaVision.
I know.
So we're going to watch it as soon as the show's over. Usually we get up early on Friday mornings to watch the new Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
We did not do that today.
Yeah.
So we actually haven't seen it yet. No spoilers, please. No spoilers anyway, because not everyone has a chance to see it. But
yeah.
We will be watching that and filming our spoiler chat as soon as we're done with this episode.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
I'm excited. Really liked both episodes last week, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I'm curious to see, we both kind of talked about how the first two episodes start introducing things a little slowly. So I'm kind of hoping that this is the episode where we start to break out of the episode being so self-contained, and we start to get a little bit more into the larger story. Because there's only 5 episodes left, right? I think 5 or 6 episodes left. Right. So I hope we start moving here, because these episodes are only 20 to 30 minutes long.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna see a difference for sure in it's gonna be less of setting up the show and more of setting up the conflict and letting us in on those little tidbits of information
as we slowly unravel that Mephisto is behind it all.
All right.
I think it's gonna be Mephisto. That's my bet.
All right.
If I had to bet, I think that Agnes is going to end up being Agatha, and it's going to be Mephisto. That's not a spoiler. I really don't know.
Yeah, I can see that happening though.
This is just me going off of years of reading comic books.
Yeah.
In speaking of the fact that we read comic books, we put out a video yesterday on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, yesterday there was a Superman and Lois trailer that dropped. And after our baking stream, which was a lot of fun, by the way, we decided to watch the trailer and do a reaction video to it and put it on YouTube.
Yep.
And people were upset.
What? No, people love it.
We upset a lot of people.
The video currently has 482 views. It has 19 likes, and it has 39 dislikes. And
50-something comments?
50, exactly.
50 comments. Of people telling us that we are not nerds and we don't know what we're talking about, and that David's never read a comic book in his life before.
I'm just going to read some of these comics.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to read. These are some comments. We're going to respond. So we're going to respond to some comments from this. I'm not going to read people's names, but the comments are public on our YouTube, so you can go read them. Except for one. I deleted one comment because it was incredibly sexist towards Ariel, and I did not.
Yeah.
All right. This comment was, too busy hating on DC to shill MCU trash. Get back to your real passion, parasites.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to write that.
First of all, person, what if my real passion is just shilling for MCU and hating on DC?
That is my real passion.
That is my passion.
That's not true.
Here's the thing. If you go back and listen to our Shazam episode of Catching Up Clarus, which came out on Wednesday, our podcast, we mostly talk about how much we love Shazam.
Yeah.
And
Shazam, spoiler alert, is DC.
Yeah. It's funny because there's so much. I love DC. I've watched every single episode of every CW show. I dare you to find more people like me. Nobody watches all of these except David. Except for people like me who are in a position where we talk about it on the internet, so we feel like we have to.
And David had a spreadsheet of all the shows.
To make sure I didn't miss an episode?
An Excel spreadsheet
Yeah.
For these shows. Like, I don't know if anyone else actually does have that.
Yeah.
So...
It's just funny. It's funny. So many of the comments are like, these people have never read a comic before. DC is always dark. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Have you read any comic book from June of 1938 up until, like, Dark Knight Returns? Like, I get it. Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen, like, modern comics are pretty dark.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily so, in my opinion. But,
yeah.
DC Comics... If you go back and read Golden Age DC Comics, there's an episode where Superman gets turned into a lion. There's every dumb, insane thing you can possibly think of happens.
Yeah.
Because comics were for, literal children.
Yeah.
For the majority of the run. Batman used to, solve the dumbest cases. It's the idea that DC has always been this, dark, brooding comic book. I'm like, no. Oh, no. Go watch a Christopher Reeve Superman movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please, oh, God.
Anyways, yeah. Seems to be our fastest growing video. So if you want to go check it out, you're more than welcome. The comment section there is public. It's been... wild. I only think I replied to one comment because someone commented and they're like, "What kind of a reaction is this?" And I was like, "The kind where we reacted," because I just didn't know what.
Here's what I want to say about the trailer. Here's what I like, just to clarify the points that we made in the trailer. I never said that the show is going to be bad. I said I did not like this trailer as a trailer for the show. No,
and that's the thing is, we've. If you watch the whole video, which most people who commented probably did not, because our average view time is not that long. If you watch the whole trailer, we say it looks great. There's things that we like about it. The problem is that the entire thing is so bleak. Basically, the trailer tells you that they got married and have had a shit life so far. Sorry, I'm not supposed to swear on the morning show. I'm sorry. Okay. And have had a bad life so far. And that's what we're going to be watching. And I was like, well, why do I want to watch that? Like, if you want to put out a trailer that's dark and moody, you need contrast to it, because otherwise it's boring.
It's one note.
Yeah.
And it's one note in a way that, they're like, all right, Superman is, he's been Superman for a while. You met him on Supergirl. He was a very different character on that show to this.
Yeah.
But Superman's been Superman for a while, and you know what he's accomplished? Nothing. He's lost his job. He's back on the Kent farm. His kids don't like him.
Kids have anxiety.
And Ma Kent, dead. And I'm just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Superman and Lois. And I'm sorry, you're telling me Lois Lane, 2-time Pulitzer Award winning Lois Lane, got fired?
Yeah.
If your newspaper's in trouble, you know who you don't fire? Lois Lane. She's the last person
that you fire. Yep. 100%.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been waiting a long time for my beacon of light Superman again, because I like Man of Steel. I really do. I think Man of Steel is an enjoyable movie. I think that Zack Snyder shoots things really incredible well. I like Man of Steel a lot. I've seen it many times.
Yeah.
But I want my Superman to be my boy. I miss Boy Scout. I miss him being the antithesis of Batman in the Justice League in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I miss the what's fun about Superman is that he has the power to intervene in all of our problems, and he has to decide when it is morally right to do so. Yes. And that is the most interesting thing about the character.
Yeah.
And it takes away from it for me, and when you're like, well, yeah, but Superman's life is also crap, and I'm like, well then.
Well, here's the thing: Superman can have real life problems. He is living as a human on Earth.
100%, yeah. And he should.
He should have problems. But when your trailer, it shows me that his life is terrible and tragic, it does not entice me to watch your show.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was hoping for something a little lighter, a little more easily digestible.
One thing I find really funny about this reaction is after watching the trailer, I was like, oh, people are going to hate this the way that they hate The Last Jedi. Because people are going to look at this, and I think it's funny that I'm having the opposite reaction, but the trailers for Last Jedi were never this, Luke's life was terrible.
No.
But it is a similar, Superman's life is terrible, and he's a bad dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh great. And he just wants to get drunk. Like Superman gets one line in this trailer and it's like, man, I wish I could get drunk sometimes. And I'm like,
that's it. That's the first thing he said.
That's the only thing we learn from Superman?
Yes.
Is that he's
Superman wishes that he could get wasted.
Anyway, I think we've put enough energy into this.
I agree.
We've responded to one comment.
If you want to go watch the video and read the comments, you are more than welcome to do that on your own time. It's just, it's our like fastest growing video, which is kind of wild.
People are still watching it.
Yeah.
We'll see where it ends up.
Let us know if you think. Let us know if you thought we were too harsh or if we were wrong.
But let's get into some news. Y'all, honestly,
We've got news.
The news isn't any better than what we were just talking about because as the main story says, Bond shoved Morbius into 2021. Yeah. 2022.
Just went.
We're in 2021.
We're in 2021. Yeah.
James Bond's new movie, No Time to Die, has moved to October. The original story I read on comicbookmovie.com about this was like, it moved into October, putting it into conflict with Morbius. Followed up by an article, I think it was 6 hours later, where it was like, Morbius moved to January of 2021 in order to not compete with Bond.
Yeah. They were like, nope, we're not even gonna try.
Yeah, we're not even gonna try. It's honestly, it's surprising. Dune might move. Dune is currently in the first weekend of October, so it's looking like if Dune moves because of the deals that Warner Bros. Is trying to make with Legendary around its release, No Time to Die might take that weekend. Right now, it is on October 8th. Mm-hmm. Sony is pushing its Marvel Morbius to January 21st, 2022, which is the weekend after MLK Day, which is smart. They shouldn't open on MLK weekend with that movie. And Sony will have access to all IMAX screens for Morbius right now, which is good for them, because there is nothing in the IMAX slot at that point. Mm-hmm. A lot of the reasons why these bigger ones move away from each other is that there's only so many IMAX screens and so many like Dolby Digital screens. Yeah. These screens where they can sell the tickets for a higher price. Yeah. And
they're wanting to make more money.
And the movie theaters are going to have the kind of final say on which movies get into which screens. Mm-hmm. And it's harder for a movie like Morbius, which is an untested property, to argue that they should have those screens over a movie like James Bond, which we know is going to do financially there's a minimum bar for how well it's going to do.
Yeah, so they'll be fine.
Despite the fact that Spectre was, not as good for the brand. Thank you for following, Luna Seconds. So that was the first announcements of moving. Mm-hmm. Then we got the announcement from Sony Pictures that they're moving all of their movies. Peter Gluck's Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway, which is the sequel to the movie that everyone was up in arms about because of the allergy scandal.
The allergy scandal?
Oh yeah, there's a plotline in the movie where Peter Rabbit shoots a blueberry into Donald Gleason's character's mouth in order to sneak past him because Donald Gleason has an allergy to blueberries. And there were these like mom groups that like petitioned to have the movie like stripped from theaters because they were like, you can't make fun of allergies like this. You're encouraging kids to bully other kids using their allergies.
Wait, what? Yeah.
They were like, you're literally, because the hero of the movie attacks the villain with his allergy. And so they were like, this is like a bad message to send to kids. And so so the movie got taken out of theaters and like they had to issue an apology.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, people are very upset. But people liked the movie. Critics actually thought that it was a good kids movie. So that moved from April to June 11th. The new Cinderella movie is now no longer...
Wait, what?
The Camila Cabello Cinderella movie that's supposed to come out in February, so next month, is now going to come out July 16th.
What?
And Jason Reitman's Ghostbusters Afterlife, the sequel series to the original Ghostbusters that ignores the all-female Ghostbusters, has left June for November 11th. The biggest news of all is that Uncharted, the Tom Holland movie, is not going to come out this year at all and is instead going to come out February 11th, 2022.
That's over a year away. Yeah.
Uncharted finished filming in October of last year, in the middle of the pandemic, and there's some reporting to say that the move for Uncharted might be so that there's time for them to do some reshoots after Tom Holland is finished with Spider-Man 3, and they might be hoping to get him back for a little bit of that.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. How old is Tom Holland? This is a weird question.
24.
Okay. I was just like...
I think.
Like, he in Spider-Man, he does look like a teenager. Like, I feel like he does, like, look quite young. And I was like, is he gonna, like, look different? Like,
well, I think that Spider-Man 3 is going to... Well, the movie's already filmed.
Yeah. No, I just mean, like, I feel like it's so far away that, like, if whatever he's doing, like, right now, like, he'll just look different, but he's old enough that I'm sure that's not the case.
Sex Monkey says Tom Holland should be in that about as much as Jared Padalecki should be in Walker, Texas Ranger. On the CW, of all places. That show premiered, I think, last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did. I mean,
It's not... look, it's not a comic book show. I can't cover everything, y'all. I can't watch everything. I have to draw the line somewhere, and a new Walker, Texas Ranger is firmly on the other side of the line for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, we gotta, we gotta make cuts. Didn't make the list.
There is one Walker, Texas Ranger. His name is Chuck Norris. That show is so iconic. I'm good. I've had all the Walker, Texas Ranger I need in my life.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, next.
Sorry, CW. But I watch everything else that you put out because it's all superhero shows. I don't watch Riverdale, but I watch everything but Walker and Riverdale.
Need to watch Riverdale.
The CW can't be mad at me. I give them my time.
I unfortunately watched Riverdale because everyone in my cast was watching it and I felt left out, and
it's so nonsensical.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, hot take.
Hot take. I was watching. There was a trailer. There was a trailer for Riverdale that involved the girls show up to the prison that Archie's in, and they do a sexy cheerleader dance so that he can watch from inside the prison. And I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's absurd. I didn't get that far. I think I
did not. That was the trailer that they put out at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I think I watched the first 2 seasons, maybe it was just the first season. But like, wow.
Yeah, I was in a panel. It was the CW like season. It was the CW's panel for all of their shows, and so it's Comic-Con, so everyone is there for the Arrow shows and Flash and all that.
Yeah.
And it's just like 2,500 nerds sitting in a room, and they're like, all right, well, this is our Legends of Tomorrow trailer, and they play it, and we're all like, yeah, this looks so funny, yeah. And they're like, all right, this is our Riverdale trailer, and it's just like, what? Right, and then there's like 12 girls in a group over like House Left who are like, this is why we're here, and everyone else is like, can we...
Okay, sure.
All right, well, we're happy they're happy, but like, can we get back to why the majority of us are here, please?
Oh, God. My friend was almost Archie.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, he was very upset about that.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, Riverdale is the show that changed how filming schedules for CW shows work.
Oh, really?
Because K. Chappa almost died. Like, no joke. He was driving himself to and from set.
Right.
And they were trying to... the cast was petitioning for him to have a driver because he was on set like 18 hours a day. And he literally like got in an accident driving home because he was so tired. Yeah, he fell asleep.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Yeah.
And they were like, is it drugs or alcohol? No, I was on set for 18 hours.
It was exhaustion.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Which is wild, because like in New York, you're not allowed to take yourself to set. They like, if you get cast, even if you have a one-liner, they send a car to pick you up. Mm-hmm. It's like wild.
Yeah.
That the lead on a CW show would have that. Anyway.
Fixed now.
All these movies moved.
Yep.
Is there any hope for 2021?
Oh, boy. Well, certainly not for the first 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine, but if we can start seeing movies by the end of summer, I'll be happy with that. Like, I'll take that.
Oh, the movie theaters won't be, though.
I know.
The movie theater... honestly, the worst part of this is that the movie theaters are in a position where, like, they're hurting, and these movies need to come back. They need to start making money, or else they're going to close. And a lot of them are already closing, but they need to start making money.
Yeah, you're right.
I think the February pushes are really discouraging for a lot of movie theaters. The truth, though, is that a lot of those movie theaters aren't allowed to be open. You know what I mean?
I know.
And
so, like, what can you really do?
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen with Black Widow?
I think Black Widow's going to stick.
Really?
I think that they're going to be like... I think we're going to be like, guys, we're doing the thing.
Because Black Widow's May right now, I believe.
Yeah. Which is like... May is 5. So, like
He is 5.
Yeah, it's the 5th month. That's how it works in my brain. Don't at me. I think they might try. I think they're gonna hold on to that spot as long as they can. Mm-hmm. If things look like they're not going well, I think they'll back out. But I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed.
I don't know. I'm starting to be like, I think we might see Black Widow on Disney Plus.
Don't say that.
I know, but there's just a point where you can't. There's a point where they can't keep pushing. There's a point where it has to come out. And, like, honestly, Bond is kind of already in that place for me where I'm just like, just put out just figure out a way to put out the movie. Well, like, this is getting ridiculous.
That's what I mean. I don't know if they're going to push. I think, if anything, they would just release it where they can release it.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping that Toronto will be okay for some movies.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the Warner... Look, I hate the Warner Brothers decision to release all their movies on HBO Max. I think that it's bad for the industry.
Yep.
But I think that, like, if a couple of them were to release... I think if they had said the first half of 2021, it would be one thing. But the fact that they're doing it all year is what I don't like.
Yeah.
But if Disney were like, we're putting out Black Widow in theaters and for $30 on Disney+, I would be fine with that. I would. Sense. And I just, I don't know. I think that right now, what the problem for Disney is going to be that there is a point where they can't put all of these movies out at the same time, but they are still filming all of their movies. Like, all of their films are in production, right? Yeah. Spider-Man 3 is in production. There's rumors that they're shooting Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 4 at the same time in order to take advantage of the fact that they're all bubbled together.
Yeah. Which,
and before sense. Tom Holland, ages out of high school, if he doesn't graduate high school in 3... if they were going to graduate him in 4, and then have the 4 movies be freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, then it makes sense to film that before he gets too old.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're still filming so much Disney content, and there's a point where like what are they going to do? Put out an MCU movie every month to catch up with their own schedule? Like,
yeah, they can't. So it's kind of inevitable, but I see why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Yep. It's going to be interesting. As we move forward with this, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what these studios do with their schedules. And, the constant pushing back really creates problems when you think about the fact that they're still in production. They're still making things. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be very interesting when there's going to be like a crunch at some point where there's going to be a lot of content that comes out because it finally can. But there's not going to be enough dollars to go to all that content. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that flops. Mm-hmm. And that is going to be like the...
And maybe unfairly so.
Yeah, there's going to be good stuff that doesn't make money.
Yeah.
And if I was these studios, I would be putting things out PVOD right now because that's a premium video on demand, which means that like it's pay to watch. Yeah. I would be putting things out like that just to lessen that crunch so that when the crunch does happen... less of my studio stuff gets caught in the crossfire of that, and I don't lose money because we're losing money, and then we can finally make money. Let's put everything out, and we're still losing money.
Yep.
And that's gonna be that's just something that all these companies have to prepare for, except for Disney because they're Disney. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Disney.
We're not worried about Disney.
Disney Plus is making some of the best television content I've ever seen as far as like quality of production. Yeah. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We have more news, but before we get to that, it's Friday, and we have not had this segment all week, so Clarus is going to make up the news.
No. I forgot. You told me this yesterday, and I didn't prepare anything.
Okay, I'm gonna answer a question while you do that. Richard Sim 7 says, isn't WandaVision something like the most expensive TV show ever made? No. Apparently, the most expensive TV show ever made is not yet out. But it will be Amazon Prime's Lord of the Rings television series. Allegedly, and I don't have exact numbers, but allegedly that is the most expensive TV show. I don't think WandaVision will actually be that expensive.
Yeah, the sets are pretty, like, closed.
Well, and also, like, there isn't that much special effects. It'll be interesting. I'll have to see. I'll have to see Richard Sim 7 once they put out some numbers. But I love that you're looking around the room for inspiration. But right now it looks like Lord of the Rings will be the most expensive TV show for now.
Well, The Mandalorian is probably pretty expensive.
Yeah, but nothing like what they're spending for Lord of the Rings.
That makes me excited, though. I want this show so bad, and I want
It's coming out this year?
Good, I know.
Hopefully. Well, Clarence did there. I saw it. I know you did, Muddles. Muddles has an eagle eye for watching Clarus's behavior. So, Clarus, make up the news. This is fake news, brought to you by Clarus Dracarys. Are you trying to read the actual news off my iPad in order to make up the news?
No. I have no idea what you're talking about.
The fun thing about this is that you could say literally anything.
I know, but I want it to be good, and I want it to be funny, and I want people to like me. I want to be entertaining. It's got to be good. It can't just be like...
Alright, stop complaining and make up the news.
Okay. The news... The news is that we found out that there's going to be a Pokemon Punisher crossover.
That's so dark.
Which is very exciting. The fighting type Pokemon really haven't had a chance to shine in a lot of the Pokemon series, so they're doing a Punisher Pokemon crossover. Starring Millie Bobby Brown. As the new Ash Ketchum.
I think you're gonna say it's Punisher, but somehow her being Ash is funnier.
No. Punisher is actually gonna be Martin Freeman.
The most kind, soft-spoken Punisher. I would take Millie Bobby Brown in that fight. If you told me Martin Freeman and Millie Bobby Brown were getting into a ring, I'd be like, Millie Bobby Brown.
100%.
That girl scares me.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I know that she has powers on Stranger Things, but there's sometimes I'm like, maybe Millie Bobby Brown just has superpowers. Like, maybe they save money because she can actually just do that stuff.
I'd buy it.
I know, she's scary. She's also very talented. I would love to see her and Martin Freeman in a movie together.
That would be great.
Yeah, I feel like he could play her
content.
dad, and it would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They even, look enough alike that I'd be like, yeah.
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 Oh,
And that's the news.
That's so funny. Fighting Pokemon, fighting the Punisher is such a dark... It's like one of those, dark cartoons you would see on, Newgrounds back in the day.
Oh, God.
Do the youth even know what Newgrounds is?
I don't. Am I the youth?
You don't know what Newgrounds.com is? The, Flash website with all the games and, cartoons and stuff? Wow. I feel old.
No, I mean, I remember, funnyjunk.com.
Yeah, Richardson7 brings up, Flash is dead. Adobe is not supporting Flash anymore, and there will be no more updates. So, you won't be able to use Flash for your websites anymore.
Right.
Wild.
Right.
It's a new time.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Yeah, I can't believe Flash is gone. It's so weird. The internet to me used to be Flash animations, and that was what me and my friends would send back and forth. And
yeah.
Do you remember E-Bomb's World? Do you remember? Did you ever watch the How the World Will End video on E-Bomb's World? That was all right, so everyone has nukes except for Australia.
Except for Australia.
Yeah, and then it explains fires and missiles. Oh my God, that video lives rent free in my head. And has since I was a child.
Oh, God.
Back to the real news. That was fake news. There's no fighting Pokemon Punisher movie with Millie Bobby Brown and Martin Freeman.
Not yet.
But in news that I'm excited about, but also okay. Game of Thrones has announced that they are officially moving forward on a Dunk and Egg. Tales of Dunk and Egg prequel show to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, the Tales of Dunk and Egg is a book of 3 novellas from George R.R. Martin, which takes place on Westeros about 90 years before the events of the first Game of Thrones book. Mm-hmm. Which means that, none of the characters can be there.
Yeah.
But, their parents all can.
Yeah.
So Tywin's dad.
Yeah, so it's, familiar names.
Yeah.
Family names without having the characters that we already know.
Yeah, they're going to be... There's one of the focuses of the series will be the births of a lot of the old maesters from Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. That's a joke. That's not. That's not
just
gonna
the
happen.
birthing.
Well, just because like who's the maester on the wall?
Maester Aemon.
Maester Aemon. He's like 90.
Yeah, he's old.
But like the Tales of Drunken Egg, maybe they would like go to his birth.
Wow.
It's how they get like Game of Thrones characters in.
Wow. Wait, no, isn't... Yeah, because Egg is Aegon, who is Maester Aemon's brother.
Is he his brother?
Yeah. Remember when he's dying, he's like, come here, Egg, or whatever. Like, he's like talking to...
Then how old is he? Because the book takes place 90 years before.
He must be old. Like,
he must be old.
He must be old. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm pretty sure that Egg is Aegon Targaryen.
He must... You crack me up. I love you. He must be old. Well, yeah, this is going to be in addition to the Fire and Blood series, which we know is coming, starring Matt Smith, which I'm very excited about, because Olivia Colman's in it, and I love her.
It's gonna be great.
And it looks like we're getting more HBO shows. Apparently, there's also an idea revolving around Robert's Rebellion.
Oh, cool.
Which would be a show about that era. I that one I'm not as big a fan of.
That one would be really tough to do.
Because you would have to recast all of those characters.
Yes.
Who we love. You know, like, who plays Ned Stark? Oh, wait, no, it would be the actor who played him in Game of Thrones. They've already cast Ned Stark.
Yeah, they already have a young Ned Stark. I don't know, though. Like, it's...
I feel like they would want bigger stars, though, and so we would have a different young Ned Stark than the one in Game of Thrones, which would be weird. And
they would have to be, like, really careful with, like, continuity stuff, which they... if they had different writers, they probably would be. Than like the original. But
also, like, the problem with the Robert's Rebellion show is we know how it ends.
Yeah.
Like, there's no surprises in it. It's not like they can be like, but actually...
Yeah, it can only go one way. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, that one doesn't excite me.
We know how Lyanna dies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there would be nothing in it that would be a surprise. Mm-hmm. Unless it was Robert's... Here, you know what would be fun? If it was a Robert Rebellion series, but they weren't the main characters. So if a fun way that you could do Robert's Rebellion in a show would be to tell the story of a young knight who is maybe he has family on both sides of the war and he's torn by it. And the show is about him, and like Ned Stark and Robert and all of those characters are characters in the show, but they're not main characters. Yeah. And it's kind of like, what did the rebellion do to, like, the normal people of Westeros?
Yeah. Or maybe it's like Dorne or something. And they try to, like, fix the mess that they made.
No, it's not Dorne.
Alright.
Because Dorne had literally nothing to do with Robert's Rebellion.
They're just sitting there. They're just like, oh, that's...
Do you hear that, Robert's Rebellion? Oh, Robert's Rebellion?
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, so we have a lot of sand, huh? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of sand.
Yeah, so probably around the same amount as yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, darn.
You know, there's probably more sand, actually, than yesterday.
Why do you say that?
Well, because bigger rocks are slowly getting ground up by time, and they're becoming sand. So, like, we're actually accumulating sand very slowly.
Yeah, but I feel like the sand would be, like, falling away into the water at the same rate. Otherwise, the landmass would slowly becoming bigger.
I want a travel poster for Dorne that's like, Dorne, accumulating sand very slowly. Rogue One being the exception, best prequel.
I hate it.
But this is my point, Richardson. What Rogue One did as a prequel was it was like, all right, it is a prequel to that story, but it's not the same characters. It's not like, what was Leia doing before A New Hope? It is... what were these other people doing?
Yeah.
And we know how Rogue One ends, right? We know that Leia ends up with the drive, or the thumb drive, or, you know, whatever that stick is.
The USB stick.
The USB stick. I love Rogue One. I think that movie's great. But I really do appreciate that the plot of the movie is like, all right, we need to send this signal to the spaceship. And you're like, all right. So we're going to send it to every single spaceship so that we have multiple copies. And they're like, no. We're going to send it to one of the spaceships. And then they're going to copy it onto a hard drive. And then, and you're just kind of like, why? Can we not proliferate data?
Who knows?
They're like, no, there can only be one copy. And you're like, can there? Are we sure?
Maybe nobody double checked.
And they're like, all right, we need to get this.
Didn't have Wi-Fi.
We need to get this data from this ship to this ship. How are we going to do it? Well, a guy's going to put it on a thumb drive and he's going to run it over there. And you're like, Why?
Yeah, makes sense. Totally logical.
Yeah. Very logical. We've gotten to like almost no news today. This has been a tangent.
I'm so sorry.
It's a Friday, y'all. It is a Friday.
It's Friday. What else do we got? What's the news?
Resident Evil 7, The Village, is coming. It is coming, y'all, and it is, I believe it's coming May 7th. I didn't actually keep that article, but I have the other article. In the announcement yesterday, Resident Evil 8, The Village, is coming. Thank you, chat. What would I do without my chat? It's coming at the beginning of May on all platforms, but if you have a PlayStation 5, you can play a demo right now for it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so there is a demo. The Maiden demo is a short side story available on the same day on PlayStation 5, and the demo will be available in early spring for PC, Xbox, and PS4 users. So a little exclusive for all of you who have managed to get a PlayStation 5. I know that most PlayStation 5s are sitting on shelves in stalkers' basements.
Stalkers?
Not stalkers.
Scalpers?
Scalpers.
Scalpers' basements. You heard it here, folks. All those stalkers have got those PS5s
All those
on their
stalkers.
shelves.
I mean, I'm sure some stalkers got, because, like, it got delivered to the person they're stalking and they, like, stole it off their porch.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Deborah got a PS5. Well, I'm going to take that for myself instead.
Yeah.
I get that. I do the same thing.
This is such a weird... if you are excited for The Village, it is coming. We have a release date, beginning of May. And if you have a PS5, go try that demo out. And if you have a PS5, I don't have one. You know what console I bought this week? An N64. So that tells you my luck at getting a PS5. But,
I mean, hey, we got an N64 for less than $100. I say our luck's pretty good.
I know. We need Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, we just need the games for it and a controller.
But yeah, I'm excited for the new Resident Evil. I haven't played 7 yet, so I think I'm going to go back and play that before 8.
Fair enough.
Have you ever played a Resident Evil game?
Absolutely not. Not even a little bit.
No.
Never even looked at it.
We should make you watch a trailer. We'll do a trailer reaction for the next Resident Evil 8 trailer. For the launch trailer, we'll do a reaction.
All right. We'll do a reaction trailer.
I didn't even have to demand likes. Our Willy's Wonderland video did not get 69 likes. So you don't have to watch Willy's Wonderland.
Thank God.
I'm very upset about it.
Yeah, I don't know why I said I would do that. It's like, sure, if this video gets 69 likes, I'll watch this movie that looks terrifying. But we're fine.
Tater says Resident Evil 7 can be played in VR. How much get you to play VR zombie game?
No.
How many likes?
No. Not likes. Money for therapy. That's it.
Okay.
1,000 subs. So I can pay for a therapist. Thank you.
In other video game news, Hitman 3 came out yesterday, and I was watching Wit play it, our good friend Basic Wit Girl, who is a delightful streamer. If you're not following her, you absolutely should be. And apparently there's a lot of problems with this game.
Oh, really?
Not quite cyberpunk level problems, but there's an online element which relies on a persistent internet connection to track your progress, and they're having problems with that, and they are going to be... and that's always what the problems are. But it is causing people to miss unlocks for some things, and it's causing some save files to be missing, and difficulties like that. There's also some problems with there's a feature in Hitman 3 where you can download your Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 save files, and you can play through some of those levels in Hitman 3 and stuff like that. And that is not working. It's supposed to be a free service. Depending on where you go, it looks like it costs money. And certain Xbox users are not able to do it at all.
Oh, wow.
And so it seems like Hitman 3 is having kind of a messy launch, which is unfortunate because there was a lot of hype and excitement around this game.
Yeah.
And the game doesn't have amazing reviews. It's not, a perfect 10, but it is getting good reviews and people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that the online element of it seems to be letting people down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were really looking forward to this, and, obviously, new video games often have problems, but, when you mess with people's save files, that's tough. That's a line for me where, in certain instances, I would get upset and stop playing.
Yeah.
Well,
because you don't want to, especially a game, Hitman can be a pretty unforgiving game, depending on what difficulty you play it on. as far as like getting through a mission can be really hard, and when you finally do it, there is a huge sense of reward and like accomplishment. And when the game doesn't save and you're like, oh, my accomplishment meant nothing and I have to do that grindy thing again to get it done, that there is a frustration in that like I've stopped playing video games because I had to, Alien Isolation. I stopped playing Alien Isolation. I've never finished that game because the game just stopped saving, and I was like, well, I can't do anything now. Like I can't play the game anymore. Yeah,
that's one of those glitches that, or like problems, whatever you want to call it, that's more on the unforgivable side because it's so much time that ends up being wasted, and it's so frustrating.
Well, and it's frustrating to go back through things that you've already done in a game, especially like I've been restarting these Nuzlockes for my Pokemon streams, and getting through the opening dialogue, I'm just like, I don't care. Like I know it's the world of Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon for 24 years. Like, please give me the option to skip the opening dialogue.
Yeah, that would be nice, actually. Nintendo.
Or an option to like turn off turn off Hop.
Turn off Hop.
To just like to turn off Leon. I don't need Leon. My dude. Leon, my dude.
We need to have a chat.
Anyway, y'all, that's the news.
Thanks for coming by today. This was
a fun show.
Yeah, this was good.
If you're hanging out in our chat, please stick around through the end of screen. We're going to have a little, we'll hang out. We'll have a little hang sesh.
As we usually do.
But if you're watching our YouTube and our podcast feed, like I said at the beginning, we record this live on Twitch 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Please come join us over there. It is a grand old time. And... Why is that so funny?
I don't know. It's a grand old time.
It's a grand old time. We also stream video games. I stream at Nerdy Nightly, and you stream.
I stream over at Klaus Dracaris.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing I have Skyrim Saturday every week, so it's going to be Skyrim tomorrow. We're going to be doing some Cyberpunk on Monday.
Cyberpunk? 2077?
Yeah.
But that game doesn't work.
Well, it works for us because we have a PC.
Boom. PC.
Thank God, honestly. Although I would love a PS5, but that's another thing. Anyways, so Cyberpunk on Monday, and then Pokemon Emerald on Wednesday. You're not going to want to miss it. It's been a blast.
It's been a blast. Y'all, you also downloaded Pokemon on your phone. So now you're playing like multiple Pokemon games in different locations.
Yeah.
I love it.
Muddles, I blame you.
This is why I love this woman. Y'all, as we always say, my name's David Webb.
I'm Arielle Edwards.
Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.